Hello guys, my name is Anna and I'm a Ukrainian, and I have decided I will vlog daily from my country Ukraine since the start of this awful war with Russia. And in my daily videos I try to update you on the important real-life situations in my country Ukraine, and of course I'm always glad to answer your questions and to clarify some facts from our history, culture, background, or whatever interests you. And today I want to speak about the topic that I actually don't want to speak about. It's kind of complicated, but I see that many people discuss it, and this is Elon Musk, SpaceX, Starlink, and Ukrainian ambassador to Germany. Well, first of all, Elon Musk is a personality that we do not know much about. Of course, we know that he is the owner of Tesla, that he is the creator of many innovative businesses, and that he was a hero for Ukrainians in February when he gave Starlink internet connection. It seems to me Ukraine was the second country to get it, and it helped tremendously to communicate on the front lines in hot zones, and still all this equipment is working, and it is an important breakthrough. Once again, it seems to me that Ukraine was the second country after the US to get Starlink internet connection. And all Ukrainians were really grateful. Also, Musk had lots of tweet arguments with Russian space agency, and we love to observe that because he trolled them in a very interesting and light way. But recently, many Ukrainians got really angry when Musk tweeted about Crimea, and that Crimea is annexed by Russia, and perhaps a second referendum can be held, and the world should acknowledge Crimea as a part of Russia. It was awful because Musk is followed by many people. He seemed a supporter of Ukraine, a political supporter, though he always claimed that he wants to be neutral. But this war is a kind of war you cannot stay neutral, because Russians come to kill Ukrainians, create genocide, and there is no option to find neutrality in that. So it was very disappointing, and I know that many people on Facebook at first thought that maybe his account was broken or something like that, because the options and the questions that he discussed seemed really primitive, and based on that fact, like Russia does everything okay and you can annex any territory you want, just like if you really want that. By the way, I know there is a wave of funny annexations in Warsaw, in other countries, where people annex the territory of Russian embassies or the places where Russian ambassadors park, and this is really funny. So after that, lots of Ukrainians were angry and spoke negatively about Musk, and I know that this does not seem like we are grateful, but that's a mixture of feelings. Ukrainians were grateful for him during all these months and still are, but at the same time we are really disappointed when he says that Crimea is Russia, and Crimea is actually the start of this war. If the world reacted properly in 2014 and stopped Russia from annexation, condemned Russia for that annexation, sanctioned Russia for Crimea, then maybe we would be able to avoid this war and so many victims of Ukrainian and even Russian orcs. So Crimea is a very sensitive, painful topic for Ukrainians. And after that, some of the think tanks in Musk's pool told that perhaps he spoke to Putin, maybe they had some conversations, and various series of conspiracy began. And then I know that Ukrainian ambassador Andriy Melnyk in Germany, he was like an ambassador there, tweeted something very impolite. And Musk reacted, and he started speaking that his company cannot afford paying for Starlink anymore, asking Pentagon or other financial support, like it costs $20 million a month, and that his company has already spent 80 million on the support, and more hackers attack, and that it goes without saying, it's obvious because Russians are famous for hackers attack, trolls, and all that evil online too. So and it was like Musk's reaction, and he said that we are following the advice of the Ukrainian ambassador, and it all looks really bad. What do I think about Andriy Melnyk, who is famous for saying various aggressive phrases in the address of, for example, Chancellor Scholz or now Elon Musk, and he is very popular in media, not only in Ukrainian but in global. And what can I say? Well, he is a funny guy. He has a very toxic sense of humor. He is brave, and many of the things he says are actually true, and he notices this negative features of his opponents and he speaks about that. But I do think it's not diplomatic. I think he could have been more polite, and like if he were not a diplomat, it's totally okay. If he was like, I don't know, a Ukrainian celebrity, an actor, or maybe a lecturer, or I don't know, any kind of public influencer, but not a diplomat, because diplomats have their responsibilities and sometimes they have to be like, they can use their irony, sarcasm, sense of humor, but not to be too sarcastic, too ironic. And this is a characteristic feature of Andriy Melnyk. So now our Minister Fedorov says that Starlink is working and it's vital for Starlink to continue working, and hopefully it will. And there will be money to support internet because it definitely saves human lives. I do hope that Musk will think more about Russia and its actions in Ukraine and the role of Crimea in this war. I hope he will not like Putin, because sometimes it seems to me that Musk acts like a superhero or a character from a film or a computer game, and he loves doing weird things, and one of the weird things may be like communicating with Putin. He denied this fact. He said that he spoke to him more than 18 months ago and they were talking about space, but well, you never know. I have heard one version that seems very likely for me, that Musk wants to participate in future elections in the USA, and this is the way just to attract attention of people to his Twitter account, to his political activities, because he started speaking about Taiwan, China, Russia, Ukraine. So he's present in all the important political conversations. So maybe this is just one of the steps that he takes beginning his political, maybe presidential, I don't know, career. But still, for us Ukrainians, this war is very unholy, very unjust, and perhaps well, like neutrality is not the position that can be accepted in the world. So let me know, what do you think about Musk and his words and his actions? But I have to tell you that, of course, Ukrainians are very grateful for Starlink internet connection, and like the majority of people are very disappointed about his opinion on Crimea, and hopefully he will not make friends with Putin like Dr. Evil or something like that. And in general, I know that he is a very pop culture personality, that he's got lots of interesting dreams, and at the same time, he's not an expert in many fields he talks about. So definitely it is just a moment. It's not 100% decisive for the future of the planet, but I felt like I need to reflect on that. Thank you for watching. If you like my videos, please show it with your thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, as I believe more people need to know about the situation in Ukraine as this war continues. Thank you for buying me coffees and becoming my patrons, and most importantly, thank you for the support that you demonstrate to Ukraine. Slava Ukraini!